There comes a moment in every life when the noise fades, and only the voice inside remains. That quiet, relentless whisper that says, "Stand up again." It's the voice that speaks when the world doubts you, when the path is dark, when the losses outnumber the wins. That voice is your mind, and when your mind is unbreakable, you become unstoppable. You see, life doesn't reward the comfortable. It rewards the resilient. It rewards the one who endures the storm, not because he's immune to pain, but because he's mastered it. The greatest empires were not built on perfect conditions. They were forged through chaos, through struggle, through nights that tested every ounce of faith. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before light finally obeyed him. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times before he put the world on wheels. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination by the very people who couldn't dream beyond a paycheck. These men weren't lucky, they were unbreakable. An unbreakable mind is not given. It is built deliberately, painfully, persistently. It's built in silence when no one believes. It's built in discipline when no one's watching. It's built in rejection when the door slams 1,000 times. Every trial, every heartbreak, every loss, that's your training ground. The universe is not punishing you, it's preparing you. Because the truth is life will test you not to show your weakness, but to reveal your strength. When everything collapses and you refuse to, that's when you find who you truly are. When the storm hits and you still walk forward, that's when you become unbreakable. Most people crumble because they never trained their minds to stand alone. They seek validation, approval, applause, forgetting that real strength grows in solitude. Success demands silence. It demands you learn to be your own motivator, your own critic, your own hero. Every morning you wake up, you're given 2 choices: to repeat the same patterns or to rise with purpose. The unbreakable mind chooses growth over comfort, creation over consumption, discipline over desire. When the weak complain about the climb, the strong tighten their grip. When the average mind looks for shortcuts, the unbreakable mind builds stairs. When others are paralyzed by fear, the unbreakable moves forward not because he isn't afraid, but because he knows fear is fuel. Remember this: the battle of life is not won with muscles or money or magic, it's won with mindset. A mind that refuses to surrender cannot be defeated. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind? Doubt or determination, fear or faith? Because whatever you plant in the soil of your mind will become the harvest of your life. If you tell yourself you're broken, you'll live broken. If you tell yourself you're behind, you'll stay behind. But if you tell yourself, I am unshakable, I am unstoppable, I am built for this, life will eventually bend to your belief. That's the law of the mind. It manifests what it accepts as true. Napoleon Hill called it definiteness of purpose. The world calls it confidence, the universe calls it alignment, but they all mean the same thing: clarity is power. When your mind knows where it's going, your body will follow. When your mind believes it can, the world begins to cooperate. Every invention, every fortune, every revolution began as a thought, a single, unshakable thought that refused to die. So protect your thoughts like a kingdom, guard them like treasure. Because in the end, it is not the outside world that determines your fate, it's the battlefield within your own mind. The moment you master that battlefield, nothing external can destroy you. Not failure, not rejection, not loss, not fear. An unbreakable mind doesn't beg for easier days, it becomes stronger for harder ones. It doesn't chase comfort, it creates character. It doesn't fear change, it becomes the change. And that, my friend, is how the great ones rise, not by luck, not by talent, but by a decision: I will not break. A belief is not a word, it's a weapon. The difference between the ones who touch greatness and the ones who fade into mediocrity is not intelligence, not luck, not timing, it's belief. Unbreakable minds believe long before the world gives them permission to. When everyone laughed at Edison's failed bulbs, he smiled. When Carnegie was dismissed as just another immigrant with impossible dreams, he persisted. When Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television, she became the definition of it. That's what belief does. It makes the impossible inevitable. You see, the world doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your conviction, and conviction is built when belief is no longer just a thought, but a truth that burns inside you. The moment you stop asking, "Can I?" and start declaring, "I will," everything shifts. Your belief is the blueprint of your destiny. If you doubt your worth, your life will mirror that doubt. But when you hold your head high, when you walk as if success is already yours, when you act like destiny is your daily companion, the universe moves mountains to meet your steps. That's the mystery most people never unlock. Success doesn't start when you win, it starts when you decide you will. But decision alone is not enough. An unbreakable mind knows that vision without action is fantasy. Belief without discipline is delusion. Look around you. Every visionary who changed history understood this truth. Ford saw a world on wheels when horses still ruled the streets. Jobs saw a computer in every home when the world thought he was insane. They didn't just dream, they disciplined their dream into reality. Because discipline is the bridge between desire and destiny. It's what keeps the fire burning when the applause fades. It's what wakes you up before dawn when comfort tells you to rest. It's what whispers again after failure knocks you to the ground. The weak call it obsession, the strong call it focus. Discipline is doing what must be done long after the mood in which you decided it has passed. It's not about motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the flame that never dies. Every morning you have a choice. Feed the excuses or feed the empire. And the truth is, the unbreakable mind doesn't need permission to act. It doesn't need ideal conditions. It just moves, it acts. It builds, it adjusts. It doesn't say someday. It says now. You will never meet a truly great mind that wasn't forged in the fire of self-control, because the mind that conquers itself conquers the world. That's the essence of mastery, to command your own impulses, to silence the noise, to say no to distractions that drain your destiny. When you can master your mornings, your mind, your emotions, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become a creator of outcomes. That's how greatness operates. An unbreakable mind knows that the path to success is not a straight line, it's a labyrinth of lessons. Each delay, each detour, each disappointment is a test of how badly you want it. The question is never, will life test me? The question is, will I still move when it does? The answer determines everything, because the world belongs not to the smartest, or the fastest, or the most gifted. It belongs to the one who keeps going. The one who stays steady when the winds of doubt howl, the one who holds vision above circumstance, the one who turns pain into purpose. That's the law of the unbreakable. You may wound me, but I will not quit. You may doubt me, but I will not doubt myself. You may delay me, but you cannot deny me. Every scar becomes strength. Every fall becomes fuel. Every setback becomes strategy. Because once your mind is made up, the universe has no choice but to yield. That is the sacred contract of belief. You do your part and destiny responds, but only when your mind is unshakable, only when your will is steel, only when you no longer bend to the storms of opinion and fear. For the man or woman who refuses to break, there is no limit. Vision is the oxygen of achievement. Without it, even the strongest will suffocates. You can have talent, drive, and ambition, but without a clear direction, you become a powerful ship lost at sea. An unbreakable mind lives by vision. It sees what others can't. It feels what others doubt. It builds what others mock, because clarity of vision turns chaos into order. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But he didn't mean wishful thinking. He meant deliberate imagination, a mind so focused on its purpose that reality bends toward it. When the ordinary mind sees problems, the visionary mind sees blueprints. When the world screams impossible, the unbreakable mind hears not yet. That's the difference between drifting and destiny, between a life of reaction and a life of creation. Vision gives pain a purpose. It turns your struggle into meaning, your doubt into direction. When you know why you're fighting, you can endure anyhow. Look at history's giants. Every one of them saw something that wasn't yet visible. Lincoln saw a united nation while it was divided by hate. Martin Luther King Jr. saw equality while living in segregation. Mandela saw freedom while sitting behind bars. They were all prisoners of circumstance but free in mind. That's what makes a mind unbreakable. It's not about escaping hardship. It's about transcending it through purpose. Purpose is the compass that points you north when every map burns in the fire. It's the quiet knowing that your life means something, that your struggle serves a cause bigger than comfort. When your purpose becomes greater than your pain, nothing can stop you. You stop chasing approval. You stop fearing loss. You stop doubting yourself, because you're no longer driven by ego, you're driven by mission, and mission gives you momentum. Purpose transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. When you wake up knowing that your actions ripple beyond yourself, you walk differently. You speak differently. You carry a light the world cannot ignore. But purpose alone isn't enough. It must be guided by clarity, because clarity is power. Clarity gives your energy direction. It turns your thoughts into tools and your hours into gold. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. You cannot achieve what you cannot define. Most people drift through life reacting to bills, to emotions, to noise, to opinion. But an unbreakable mind doesn't react, it responds. It knows where it's going, and everything it does serves that destination. When your mind is clear, every no becomes a filter, not a failure. Every rejection becomes redirection. Every delay becomes divine timing. That's the mindset of mastery. Everything becomes fuel. But here's the secret. Clarity doesn't come from overthinking. It comes from movement. You don't wait for the fog to clear before you walk, and the fog clears. You don't wait for confidence before you act, and confidence grows, because clarity is born in commitment. The moment you commit fully, doors begin to open. The universe doesn't reveal the map until you start walking the road. And as you walk, as you face resistance, as you face doubt, as you face pain, that's when inner mastery is born. Inner mastery is not control over the world, it's control over yourself. It's the ability to stay calm in chaos, to keep your emotions from hijacking your vision, to move with intention, not impulse. Mastery means you no longer react to everything, because you've trained your mind to choose response over reaction. You don't get lost in other people's noise, because your purpose has become your frequency. That's when you reach the next level, when your outer world starts to reflect your inner one. The noise quiets, the vision sharpens, the distractions fade, and what's left is peace. Not because life became easy, but because your mind became stronger than life itself. That's what the unbreakable mind achieves, not just success, but serenity in the storm. Power in patience, courage in stillness, and faith in forward motion, because once you master your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to align.